I don't do requests.
In the line of lost and find, ended the game in overtime. Drawing of a new design, drilling that one earth of mind. Looking to the outward, speaking mind about words absurd. Blurred to the curb, walking along the verge.
Hey everybody, what is happening? East East bringing you a Madden 17 defensive tip here. This is just about cross-manning. It's that which is nothing new to the game. I've known about it for a couple of years. Ran it sparingly last year, but this year it is more effective. And there's tons of videos out on it, so it's not like anybody's claiming what they have. But people like to know what, if you're watching the channel, a lot of people like to know what it is I run. So you see right here, Ed Too Tall Jones, look at this. It's the 98 block shed, 95 power move, and 94 strength. Those are the three elements I really look at. It's strength being the last one because there's no real true measure for it. But but the power move and the block shed is the big things I'm looking for these. Now Darius doesn't have a high one. He's my backup, but you do still need a decent backup at least because and I'm running the 3-4. That's why I say he's the backup. He still will actually come in on certain formations, but your nose tackles get tired. Now Leonard Williams here, 98 on that. His power move's not as good. Like Jarrell Casey, Mike Daniels are other really good options for them. And on the linebackers, I want speed with coverage, but mainly I'm just getting a lot of speed actually through these guys. You see as you're looking through what these guys all have. The Sean Lee and the Anthony Barr could be replaced with guys like Landon Collins and the Sean Taylor out of position. But the thing is both these guys like Barr and them, they have better stock like zone coverage because you're not always going to cross man. I want to have guys who run this also. So mainly when I run it out of nickel sets. So on the back end here, I'll run a 2 or a 3. So you want guys who can hit but also have good coverage. So I want the guys who have good speed and good zone on the back end with hit power. So I'm going to come out and I'm going to show you my two ways I run it here. I run it mainly in coverage. A lot of people you're going to see run it in a blitz, and which is fine also. There's however you want to do it, perfectly fine. But I'll show you my coverage ways. A nickel 3-3-5 is probably the way I've been running it a little bit longer. And then I'll do it out of a 3-3-5 wide. Those are probably the two that I'll use. That way I'll have a cover 2 option and a cover 3 option. Now, out of the Tampa 2, this is why I like this, is because you've already got that slot nickelback, and that if you're just new to this, just work on him first. Now, hot reads are for your corners and safeties. Hit Y twice, and that'll bring up your corners. You select whichever corner it is you want. Hit up on the right stick, and then you'll select the wide receiver or the running back that you want to man up. It's simple as that. Practice it though, get used to it. Know where the calls are. The linebackers are always going to be R1, the right bumper there. Hit that twice, and you'll get the linebackers to come up. So if it's a linebacker you want to put on a hot read or a man coverage or whatever. And your defensive linemen are all going to be L1, the L bumper there. So you hit that twice and it'll pull up those guys that for some reason you want to do something crazy with them. As you see how that looks though when you start doing that, and you just basically take a man on one side and then across to the other. So again, this is, a lot of you guys should already know about this anyway, but I just want to show you the formations I like it out of. And really nice, you can also just take even the nickel guy and just straight man him up on the running back if you think the guys, you're having trouble beating, the screens and stuff like that, or the motion sweep, passes that they run to them, stuff like that. So that's one way you can do that. Man up across the field if they're running those motion sweep, the passes. So you basically figure out where they're going. So here's a good way to go. Basically a tight end on one side and a slot receiver on the other. But here you can do it in this. I can also put them both in purples real fast on the outside, and then put a light blue on the nickel there, the slot. So that's a really nice, that's my max coverage sort of way I like to run this. Again, if you just hit Y, you'll pull up those cornerbacks real fast, and you can put them both into, you select the cornerback and you can select the zone really fast. So it's, once you get used to that, it's not that bad. So you can put, like I say, I like to run this set, but purple out the outside guys, blue up or man up on the running back out there with the slot guy. And what's nice is also whenever you man up on the running back is if he blocks, leaves him in a block, you then are bringing another guy. So you got 4 guys then coming, which it'll improve the pass rush. Now, again, so you just kind of want to get used to you doing your hot reads, and if there's always tutorials out if you're having struggling with that, if you're not aware of it at this point. But then basically just you can just play the middle of the field though. Just catch anybody who kind of looks open if he's running like mad slants, and your three guys, especially in this next coverage, I believe will get there for you anyway. So again, something to practice over, but the formation today, though, also what I've been using more lately, which is going to be in this gameplay coming up here after this, is going to be out of the nickel 3-3-5 wide here. The 3 Sam Will Blitz there that was just on that. The 3 Sam Will Blitz. That is the play that I'll typically use right here. You'll see. You can use the cover 3 bluffs, but I think this is the better one to do because what we see is really nice here is you can have yourself purples on the outside. You can change them to light blues, and then if you shade underneath, they'll go to hard flats, and then shade back up, they'll go to curl flats. So you've got or cloud flats, excuse me. But so you've got nice options with a cover 3, and most people will run crossman in a cover 2. So a lot of times people aren't too aware of this. Now it's not going to work against everything. If you have guys that are running like a lot of stick and stuff, a lot of quick outs and on one side, you guys will that's something you're going to have to adjust to and get out of that coverage. But that's why this will at least help because you can still run that hard flat there, and even press down if you need at times, and then maybe man up the tight end on the outside, stuff like that. There's ways to do that. But, sometimes if they're running really heavy on that scheme, you just want to get out of that. So just kind of know, watch the type of routes that your opponent is trying to put on you. All right, so now that you understand the base concepts of it, let's see it if this is applied in a game here. You got our guys out there, Julio Shazier, Mikey Evans. And, all right, so we got ourselves a good squad. He's going to have that Brett Favre out there. Some Dion and all that. So, and this was a good game to show the defense stuff on because, I had played about 4 games this night. This was a couple nights back now, and I hadn't played in 4 or 5 days. So the first game, typically for me, what happens, I don't know about you guys, where it really shows up that I haven't played in a while is the red zone. Right now, I'm moving the ball really well. You're making these passes, some of them nice catches out there. Oh, we got Julio just a step, but Julio don't want to hold on to stuff like that. That's one thing about him. But a lot of guys don't, so let's not get too crazy. But Steve Smith out there getting banged on. See, and that's why that card, I have that. If he didn't make those type of catches, I wouldn't have a card like that. So you have to just know what you're getting out of the guys. Julio there, that was just a bad, I was kind of locked up on that. I had bad play call on it. But so there we go. Like I say, kicking a field goal to start the game. So we'll go out here. Look at the formation. I still have Clowney and Hendricks over there because sometimes I want to run 3/4 sets. So Sean Lee is going to be the guy on this side, and I'll have to sub out Hendricks and I'll put in Anthony Barr. So they'll be probably guys. And then a good speed linebacker. Even if you don't have coin, you can use that Deion Jones from the Falcons one. Somebody like that in the middle there. You can sit on him, make all your adjustments from there. And like I say, there's Sean Lee playing the run really well out of that formation here. So again, we're in the 3 Sam Will Blitz is what we're going to be running mostly in this game, so I can show you, how this one holds up on it. And if the guy's going to run a lot of drags, slants, crossing routes, which we see he's doing that. And right there, probably should have had a pick. So right there, again, coming from across the field, we were manned up on him, Sean Lee to the tight end. So already showing up, paying dividends, running that scheme. And the only reason he even got that was my fault. I followed a receiver that was manned up. So that's something you have to keep in mind when you're running that. So 4th down, I send a blitz just to see how he's going to handle the pressure of this game. He's got to play ready for it. And getting the good yards on that afterwards too. So he wants to run a hurry up. Knowing I'm running a blitz like that, people will then come out and want to run to that side. So if you're running like a buck slant, something like that, always get out of it. I go to a Tampa 2. That's what we do here. So I'll always audible out if I'm not trying to stop the clock and get into a good base that I know can stop the run, because that's a lot of guys will follow up that stuff with a run actually. So 2nd 12 out here again, getting some of these guys set up, and you see we got most of that locked down, and there's Ed Too Tall breaking through. One of many times you're going to see this. So now we are running the 3-man front, and that's why I wanted to show in the beginning the type of guys that were built in this build. Now this defense, you're going to see you're kind of tight together. I'm not spreading my guys out, so it's normally the tackles aren't doing a lot of work on the line here, so you get these more opportunities to get these matchups, one-on-one breaks on the block sheds. And now this is why, guys, I refuse to run Brett Favre right now.
have failed me for the last time.
Yeah, there's a big reason there why he's not on the squad any longer. That I like a little bit more speed. Got to roll out just a little bit. I don't run a lot, but I like to roll out a little bit. So, you know, there we go. Look at that. So we come out of that, and again, the cross man catches him. It looks like he's open, but you know, when he catches up after that, you know, we're getting picks. So that's pretty much why you run that. What you do is just, you know, really it's tough to pick up, and then it causes hesitation sometimes when guys are trying to figure out, you know, who's got coverage on man, and by the time they do, a lot of times the pressure can get to them. So you know, it really depends on the type of routes they run, but again, this guy fell right into that sort of trap for most of the game. So we come out here, and that's what, like I say, I got Randall running, get the yards when necessary. Don't need to force passes when you got somebody who can get them for you out there. I still got that, is that one of the old Reese cards there, of those campus ones. That was just a bummer promo, man. It just came and went like nothing. That's just, you know, that was crazy. Used to, a couple years you running the campus was pretty good, but, you know, those are like, you know what I mean? It's like, it was nothing this year. But come out here and get pressure. We're on the blitz out here. Still running Cromartie out there. And we got an Ed Too Tall sighting, so pay attention to him. He's on the right side of the right guard there. He's going to come up there. Look at that. Just instantly getting off my man. Mr. 98 block shed, got the power move, all that sort of stuff, and yeah, and it's crazy. By the end of this game, this guy thought I was somehow running nanos, but as you can see, it's just block shed stuff. 3rd and 27, he gets to the screen underneath, so that's one of those situations I wasn't looking for the screen, but if I would have had manned up somebody on him, no biggie. And then here, just a big mistake kind of at the end. I ended up somehow calling man, and instead of calling the timeout and get out of it, I stuck with it and tried to and get burnt, you know, because man, it's just trash this year, just trash on its own. That's why you got to have the zone shells around it. You know, if I had a shell out there, then that's prevented. And he manages to get that in. So 3 points at the end, where I realized I shouldn't have given up at, but you know, not too bad. So again, and really, I just didn't have even the possessions out there. I had one got the field goal, and then one where I went for it on 4th down, close to, you know, in the red zone area, and just didn't get it. So that's that. He's gonna start out with the ball out here, 3-3 in the big thriller, you know. But again, good defensive grind out match to kind of show. And as he starts trying to run the ball, get some carries out there, doing still pretty good, holding that up. And look, I'm just diving, missing. I was doing some crazy stuff in this game, man. You know, a couple times I kind of hit that one, but I see most of the check down sort of stuff is kind of locked down on that. So as he tries to run, you know, figure out ways to break through that, and look at this right there again, another guy coming right through the middle on a 3-man pressure. You know, it just these guys, for whatever reason in this formation, my block shed guys are just rolling around and getting in. So it's pretty nice. I mean, every so often you get locked up, and as you see, he's got, you know, it's tough to get passes in there. He hit that one, but I mean, just the contact. And 4th down again. We're gonna keep our eye on Ed Too Tall, I guess. He's gonna be coming out here, pushes his guy back with that power move, the bull rush, and then gets off him. And again, I mean, no wonder he thought I was running blitzes the way that's getting in. So it's kind of crazy here. Now we're coming out, letting Tevin Coleman get a little bit of work here. And that's, again, not a big focus on the offense, but at least kind of showing the flow of the game, you know, what it was. So 8-13, 98 yards passing. You know, again, it wasn't too hard there. I was making the reads and making the plays. It's just I got to the red zone, and I was just locking myself up, doing stupid stuff. You know, it's what it is. And Julio dropped that one before, and on 3rd and 11, Julio drops that one. You know, he's just not someone you can count on in contact. You know, that's just not his MO. And that's a pass that some of the, you know, better guys can drop also. But I feel a lot more comfortable with someone like McCaffrey or somebody running a route like that than Julio Jones. So, oh man, we almost get the pick. DRC, you know, he's aggressive, so he tried to catch that, almost got it, but again, I'll take that, man. Having to force passes in to move the ball all day. So again, 4th quarter still just locking it up because the offense can't seem to punch it in the end zone in this game, and even DRC out there. Now there's the one option. I could take DRC, put in Jalen Ramsey if he started getting run heavy, which he started doing a little bit more running here. Looked like he had a big game, but you know, at some point I could have done that. I almost stopped him on the 4th down, but dude manages to get in clear on here. So again, now 2 minutes here, and we're going to set this one up. And I started, again, I think I was using my feet on that play on the controller. No explanation. I just dove a couple times, man. So I have to come out now and get some points real quick. So we just launched one up to Julio on the first play. Gonna roll up. Gonna throw another one here to Julio back on the second play, and we'll take the lead back. No sense messing around there. Did I score a little quick? I guess so. But it was about damn time I did something. You know what I mean? I don't know what I was. It was a frustrating performance all around on the offensive end. But again, defensively, I was still, aside from making that one boneheaded play, I felt like I was pulling really strong. And there, Ed Toothall Jones again. We're going to see what he's going to do out here on 2nd and 10. Here's a good look at this. Cross-manning up on this one. And, geez, just destroying this guy. He's bringing in, it's like, what does he block? Whatever, it's like he's probably blocking extra people just to stop 3 guys here. And I'm not even doing anything with him. I'm literally doing nothing with him, but we're just running cross-man here, as you see. Nothing special. And here he comes. He's trying to hold this one up. And, and then we get Leonard Williams off the other side. He held that one for a little bit, but again, because you're locked up in this, it's like, what you going to do? So 4th and 26 now. We'll dial up do the buck slant here. I like to actually run this one flipped a lot more. I find people have a harder time picking it up, running it flipped than they do the other way. And right here, he's got to get a fast pass off. But 4th and 26, we can allow something like that. But it just comes in too much, going to be too strong right there. So now it wouldn't be, very, very good, I guess, if I punched it in there. So it has to go with the flow of the game. I ran the ball 3 times, did not get anything. 4th and goal. I run the clock out, basically, kick a field goal. So we get to see a couple more plays here. I guess that had to be fitting there. Just like I say, I was allergic to the red zone aside from the one play where I actually needed to get the lead. But again, look at this. Leonard Williams right up the middle here. So, this is defense, guys, that you guys can run. Like I say, just pay attention to what they're running. He's trying to launch one up. We just got to get out there, get that swap button, and it picks this off for us with Peter. So, it should be effective in most cases, though. A lot of people are going to struggle against defense like this. Just get your controls down. It's not going to be too hard, really, once you get the method of it down, once you get used to just sitting on the middle linebacker and making the hot adjustments. Other than that, guys, thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
And begin.
So I pour my soul right in the middle of the song. With these pages written in love, and I still feel like something's wrong. I spent the last few months walking without your touch, and yet I thirst for something more, but I can't figure out what. So I try to fly, but these limbs aren't strong enough to lift me. So I strut down this road with this pen and a bottle of whiskey, searching for that perfect place where everything makes sense. Instead of this hell and then that lingers with the stench of chaos and self-absorbed issues. Now I know that you're crying, but I'm afraid to give you this tissue, knowing that your tears couldn't wash my fears away. But then I'll be right back in your arms, hoping for an embrace. But I know your grace I probably won't ever get, so I remain silent with my love as I split into a new place without your face. But it makes me sick to try to draw those memories of you, just so I can forget that you were the best thing that I've ever had, the perfect person in my life that I crushed so bad. Yeah, you were the essence of morning glory, the sun on a cloudy day when the sky started pouring. Yeah, you were that cure to my sickness.